I have an inner villain that's telling me I'm a loser and I'm not going to make it and you're an imposter. And I also have an inner hero that says, shut up, we got this, we can do anything we want, we don't need resources, we could be resourceful. I used to run ads in the classified ads. Yes, I'm dating myself, like newspapers. People used to read real paper. It's embarrassing to even say that. It's that and smoke signals, right? But I used to run classified ads, and I'd say if you try to trade your car in and they gave you no money, call me, I'll get you more money for your car. So people would call me all the time and said, I got this 1990 Buick and they offered me $4,000. Like, I think I can get you $5,000. Can you give me 3 weeks? And then I would run ads and do all these things to sell it. So long story short, I had this unique way to match buyers and sellers. So when I launched that, I wasn't just in the car industry, not just in the used car, not just any used car. There was this little niche. And when I discovered that little niche, I had the confidence to say, I'm gonna do this. And it was scary as hell. I'm literally working in a collision shop during the day, trying to make this work. I had 2 phones on my desk. One was for that, one was for the collision shop. Now I shared that and I got in the knowledge industry. And then I did the same thing with real estate. But this is the part I think can really help us today and help you understand my next evolution. Because after I shared how to make money with cars, I shared how to make money with real estate. And I went on to be one of the biggest in the world of teaching real estate education, how to invest in real estate the way I did it, right? I niched that down too. But then my next transition was the scariest ever, and I think it relates most to you and most to what I want to teach tonight. I'm going to go stand up next to the whiteboard, and because I draw terribly, but this will, I think, really show you how this works for you. Okay, so if we look at the world, right, there's 7 billion people. Sorry if my back's to you, but there's 7 billion people in the world, right? And when you think of going after 7 billion people, that seems so big, so huge, right? So I decide I want to go in the personal development business, right? I've been teaching personal development forever. I was doing real estate, but I knew people needed what was going on between their ears to be adjusted. I knew you could give somebody a great opportunity, but if they don't take it to the next level, it won't work. So I wanted to be in this industry. So I look, now, it would be micro, but I'm going to break it down. So there's 7 billion people, but let's just say this is people that are into personal development, right? It would be smaller than that, but let's just say there's that many people in personal development. But then I started thinking, I'm not Wayne Dyer. I don't teach like Wayne Dyer does. I'm not Deepak Chopra. I don't know how to get your chakras aligned. I'm not going to teach you like Michael Singer, who wrote The Untethered Soul. I'm not good at meditation. I'm not great at yoga. That's part of personal growth. Another part of personal growth that I love when people do, they have relationship programs. When I was building and deciding to go into personal development, my relationship wasn't that good. In fact, I knew I was on the verge of our relationship ending. So I didn't want to talk about that. So you're thinking, all right, what is there, Dean? Then I started thinking, what makes me good at personal development? Why do I want to teach it? And I started going from personal development, and I started to think what was ideal to me. Now, this is the part you really got to understand. At this point, so much of what I learned about the personal development or the success industry came from being the reporter of other people. I obsessed on Tony Robbins stuff. I obsessed on Wayne Dyer and Eckhart Tolle and Jim Rohn and Dale Carnegie and Earl Nightingale and everything you have, new stuff like my buddy Brendan Burchard and high performance habits. I geeked out on everything I could for 10 years, maybe 15 years, and then I put it into play. Now, this is the part I hope relates to you, is when I started analyzing myself, like, how did I become successful? How did I overcome those obstacles? How did I go from living in a trailer park and living in a bathroom with my dad and no college education and no money? How did I create 13 companies and a multiple New York Times best-selling author? How did I do that? And this is the part, I'm sharing this about me, but I want you to think about this. I want you to break it down. When I started thinking how I overcame those things, how I got through a mess, I started realizing these little nuances that were mine. I might have learned them from other people, but they became mine. I don't know about you, but I have 2 voices inside of me all the time, right? I have a voice telling me, you're not that smart, you can't do it, it's the wrong timing, it's too complicated, there's too many people in the industry, this isn't the timing for you, It's not the right president. The recession is going to come. It takes money to make money. Your friends will be embarrassed. Your family will think you're nuts. I have that voice. And I also have the voice that says, shut up to that voice, that you can do anything you want, that you shouldn't listen to people who aren't qualified to teach you. I also have the voice that says we can do this. I have a voice that looks to a bigger future, even though I have no proof. I find courage in saying this is the future I want. Maybe you have this same voice when you think about entering the digital economy, entering the knowledge industry. My voice, I called it my inner hero, was just a little bit stronger than the other one. So I started thinking, okay, that's my thing. And I just came up with it, but I have an inner villain that's telling me I'm a loser and I'm not gonna make it and you're an imposter. And I also have an inner hero that says, shut up, we got this, we can do anything we want, we don't need resources, we could be resourceful. So I'm sharing this for a reason, because then all of a sudden I realized, hey, that's mine. Okay, I can teach people how to kill that bad voice and awaken their inner hero. All right, I'm feeling this now. And then I realized that I have failed miserably in my life, like more than you could ever imagine. It's so great to be up here now. I love the fact we're impacting millions of lives, multiple books, all this great stuff. But man, I've failed miserably. So as I was analyzing that, I realized, and this, again, I'm talking about me, but I want you to start thinking through these little nuances. I started thinking, wow, I'm an obsessive, solution-based thinker. When things go bad, man, I get upset for a little time, and then all of my energy goes on the solution, right? If you spill the milk, you can go, why did it spill? Is it gonna smell? Just go get a new glass of milk and a towel. Come on, let's work on solutions. So I know this sounds simple, but I started identifying these. I started identifying the things I did to gain confidence when I shouldn't have any. How do I gain courage, the courage muscle to take the action even when there's no proof it could work? Now, I'm telling you all this because the more I identified, I was intimidated going from real estate into personal growth. I'm no Tony Robbins. That wasn't my thing. I'm not Wayne Dyer, but I'm Dean Graziosi. And I have my message, and I have my personal growth, and I have my ability to create success even in the wake of no hope. And though I was nervous, I realized one thing. When I put all that together, what allows me to move forward is different than those guys. I create a state of mind that I become bulletproof. I could chew through a wall. I do what I must to make it happen. I play like I'm 10 points down, and I'm the underdog that's gonna make it work. And I came up with a training called the Winning State of Mind. I was a nervous wreck when we launched it. And at first, I put it out there and I'm like, oh, people aren't going to love it. It went on to be a monster hit because here's what I want to show you. I didn't go after the 7 billion people. I didn't go after the personal development industry in a whole. I didn't go after just straight up old school PD, which is great, right? I went after this little tiny niche of people that wanted success habits. They wanted a foundation. They wanted it real and raw. I don't go as deep as some people. I don't go as deep as psychologists. I know how to fire you up though. You're having a bad day, things go wrong. I could make you run through a wall. And when I identified that little tiny niche, now it would be smaller in the real world, but that niche is still millions of people. Millions of people. And all we did was market to them, to that little group. And it went on to be one of the best trainings ever, one of my most successful courses. In fact, it was so good, the Winning State of Mind, in case I'm just being transparent with you guys, went on to lead to become the book, Millionaire Success Habits. One of my best-selling books of all time, over 800,000 copies. Maybe we're heading towards 1 million copies right now. This was the foundation, the thing I was most scared of, the things I was most afraid of. It was scary when it was big. It was less scary when it was smaller. And then as the smaller I got, the easier it felt.